Today I want to talk about just a brief second.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh. Hi.
Hi.
Is this a bad moment?
It is, yes.
Oh, excellent. First question. How needy does one need to be in order to have to hire a person to do an interview for them?
Yes.
All right, next follow-up question. Why?
Why what?
Why this? I mean, what is this? Why are we doing this? Like, why do you have like a gajillion basses and we don't get to see your little fingies wiggling all over the fingerboard for more than a minute?
That's how the world works. I guess it's just not fair. Yes, I have all the basses, but I rarely ever play them. That's my job. I'm sorry.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
That's a beautiful mug you got right
When
there.
did you? I need to ask the question. So
Sure.
I appreciate if you didn't interrupt
Is
me.
that a
Sir, I'll be asking the questions.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
When did you start Bass the World and why?
I didn't really want to do it at the beginning. It was kind of a thing that kind of had to happen because there was a change in my life happening at the same time. I became a father, and my wife moved me to Frankfurt, and which is a huge town here in Germany, where I was working at the time in a huge music store. And after a couple of months, she started nagging me that she didn't really like the place, didn't really want to stay there. So it became very clear that if we want to be a family together, we will have to move somewhere else. So I had to quit my job, which was an awesome job, and start something else. And at this point, someone invented this thing called the internet. And so I looked into Facebook and YouTube, and here we are.
Well, follow-up question on that. You said that there's this thing called the internet. Can you elaborate?
It's mostly clicking and on things and cat videos.
I do like cats, but I am horrendously allergic to them, so I hate them.
That's good.
You also said that you had a family. You're a father now, is that correct?
I've been a father for the last 13 years, yes.
Wow, 13 years. And how many kids do you have?
Too many.
Which one is your favorite?
None of them. They all smell really bad.
Children can be smelly, that's true. Follow-up question, or next question, I should say. Who would you like to... I'm sorry, I'm gonna step back a little bit.
Sure.
When did you get involved into music? Sorry. Cut. When did you get involved in music?
I grew up in a very Christian family, in a Catholic family, so we went to church every Sunday. That's where a lot of music happened, just church music. And we had this guy at the church working there who played the organ, and he was actually hired by the church to do all kinds of music things. So he started lots of kids choirs, music, and like youth choirs or for adults, and all kinds of youth bands. And I think I joined all of them over the time. So that's where I actually got started. My first actually start in music was learning classical guitar at the year of 11 for a couple of years, which was super boring because nobody showed me a single chord. It was just like boring melodies, which wasn't very exciting to me. But a few years later, just someone random at the YMCA showed me like an E major and like two other chords, and suddenly I could play actual music, and it was a lot of fun for me. So I continued doing that. And yeah, of course, it was mainly all the church music, but then when I got a little bit older, when I was like 14, I started my first band, and then I played, I still had this church context where we played sometimes like with a string quartet in like a chamber music with piano and these kind of things. And on the afternoon I went to my hardcore band or my metal band and played these kind of things. So there was a very wide range of different music I made when I was young, which only changed when I got older because old people are boring and they don't do that many things anymore.
This little hobby of yours sounds like a massive waste of time. Next question. For this little channel or whatever of yours, who would you like to collaborate with? What bass players?
Mohini Day is a big one. I really want to meet her. Maybe Richard Boda, but mainly I'm much more interested in people that we don't actually know yet. I believe there are probably 1,000 absolutely brilliant bass players that we haven't seen or heard yet because they just don't do Instagram or YouTube or whatever. And I want to hear them all. I want to meet them all. And let's change the world together. Or something like that. I don't know.
Okay. That sounds very, very selfish.
It is.
Who is your favorite bass player?
if I had to pick just one, it's probably NHOP or Niels Henning Ørsted Petersen. He's a guy from upright player from Denmark who died a couple of years ago, and he was really big in the jazz scene. He played with Oscar Peterson and Ulf Arrhenius most of the time, and this guy has a sound, and his tempo is... I mean, he's just amazing. I mean, he's obviously not an electric bass player, but when it just comes to bass, I think he fascinated me the most with his bass lines, definitely. Yeah.
I would disagree with you wholeheartedly.
Of course.
The correct answer is Patrick Hunter. Next question. What is your favorite bass?
Coincidentally, I have basses here in this room. Actually, my favorite bass is always the one that I'm playing right now. I mean, I have a lot of favorite basses here.
Excuse me, you're not playing any basses right now. So that makes no sense.
Does this count?
I believe so.
All right. That's the prototype for the BassTheWorld bass, which is coming out in a few months from Sandberg Guitars. This is the first prototype, and I mean, it's just a really, really good bass. I don't want to say I enjoy it more than my bass, which is actually this is based on, but I'm just so excited about the series coming out, and this bass is so good. This gave me a lot of hope. This is truly incredible. So there will be more about this, and I'm enjoying this a lot right now. And there's a second favorite bass I have this week, I guess. That's my Fender P-Bass from the custom shop, which I played in a rehearsal for the first time this week, and it just blew me away how much low end it has, and it literally took the drummer and smashed him into a wall. So that's what this kind of tone does. So that's the kind of basses I like this week.
Oh, sorry. Are you? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading my phone.
Sure.
On Instagram, looking at those cats you were talking about.
Makes sense.
What's next with bass? What's next with Bass the World?
I mean, nothing really. I mean, I don't have any plans. If probably doesn't sound very exciting, but honestly, we're doing our thing. I mean, I'm very glad that we're none of those idea-based YouTube channels like those big artsy channels who have to come up with creative ideas every week and do something amazing to please their hundreds and millions of followers. In our case, we are a big channel in the bass universe, but on YouTube we're still a small channel, and we're doing mostly bass reviews, and as long as there are basses and pedals and amps, we will have to do something, I hope. So I don't really have big plans. I mean, I have a bunch of cool projects coming up in the next weeks and months, but nothing extraordinary. So yeah, I see myself, or I see this channel more as the bread and butter channel on YouTube. So we're just doing the work and let the other guys do the fancy, cool art stuff. Yeah.
It sounds like you're not a very big fan of art. Is that correct? Okay, it is overrated.
It is.
Does YouTube have a future?
No. I think so, actually. I mean, obviously, in the last 2, 3, maybe 3.25 years, TikTok has probably become the biggest. I don't think it's bigger than YouTube, but it has become a very important video platform, obviously. And these new camera angles you use with your phone are different. The videos are very short. This is certainly a new format which will never go away again. These short videos have a very interesting value when it comes to entertainment, I would say. They're very entertaining if they're made well. But I think this long-form content on YouTube is not really going away. People will always be interested in videos or just topics that go a little bit more in depth, and I hope we will always be there. Of course, things will change over the years, so in 10 years, I hope we will not do the same thing we're doing today. This would be extremely boring just have this rectangular camera thing pointed at me and I'm talking about basses. It will change probably. Probably at some point we will have 3-dimensional things. I don't know what we will have. The format will change, but I believe we will stay here, and YouTube will also stay and will just change over time as it did for the past 10 years or how long it's been there. So yes, YouTube has a future, but it's just not certain what it is. But it is a super big website. That's another reason it will not go away. I think after Google itself, which also belongs to the same company, it's the second biggest search engine on the internet. So there's this also. So yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're afraid of technology and therefore you don't like it.
That's also true. Yeah.
What did you eat for breakfast today and why?
Bread rolls.
So it sounds like it's illegal to eat anything else in Germany.
It is. That's true.
Follow-up question: do you have Bluetooth headphones?
Yes.
Awesome. That's just, wow. Congratulations, man. Who is your favorite YouTube channel? Cut. What is your favorite YouTube channel?
My favorite channel is called You Suck at Cooking. It's a cooking show, but it's much more a comedy show than it is about cooking, and I love this format, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do here on this channel as well. Let's talk about basses, but let's make this a comedy skit every single time. It doesn't work every time, but check this channel out. He's amazing. And he makes cauliflower mac and cheese, which is just my favorite thing to eat. So watch this video, make it, and enjoy.
Cauliflower mac and cheese makes no sense, and it's also disgusting. And also, the correct answer was Patrick Hunter. I believe that's all I have. All the questions I have for today. So, anything else that you want to tell people? I don't know who's going to watch this.
So there will not be a bass show in Chicago, and I will not go there.
We'll see. That's all I'm saying is we'll see.
We will see. All right.
We'll see. It might be in Chicago. Might be a bass publication over here that's sponsoring an event. Maybe there's going to be people here. Maybe you might come over. I don't know. Maybe there might be a bunch of manufacturers there. Maybe there might be a ton of your favorite bass artists, like Patrick Hunter. Hopefully, Patrick, if you're watching this, please come. But we'll talk about that at another time. Okay, another time.
Thanks. And
this is a big waste of my time. I mean, as you can see, I'm at the beach, so I'm going to go some waves, shred some gnar.
Maybe we're actually at the same beach, because this is just a Zoom background. I'm actually also at the beach. Where are you?
No, I'm at a beach. I don't want to tell you where I am because I value my privacy. So, unlike
I think that's actually. I think that's you. I'm coming over. So, bye, guys. Tschüss.
I'm gonna stop the recording.
All right.
Recording stopped.
Is it okay if I have this joint?
Sure. I thought that's mandatory, actually.